Ole Miss looking for a bounce back on their home floor today. Kentucky, they haven't been ranked this high this late in the season in 11 years. The opening tip is controlled by Ole Miss, wearing their Play for K pinks tonight here in Oxford.
And Eric, we talk a lot about Ole Miss's defense, but don't underestimate this Wildcat defense. They're long and they're just as disruptive in the half court.
Shot inside is off the mark and rebounded by Tiani Key, part of a familiar starting five for this Kentucky team. They've used the same starting five all season long, and Georgia Amore picks up where she left off in Norman, the first two of the game. Here's Madison Scott. Christina Walla getting her first start for Ole Miss tonight. That one is off the mark. Ole Miss trying to get on the glass, and they do with Star Jacobs. And a reset here. Iwala was left alone and gets the first two.
And I think that's going to be really important for Ole Miss here this evening, is staying on the offensive glass and creating those second, third chance opportunities.
This is the first time for this combination of a starting five for Yolett McPhee-McCuin, and includes the freshman Sarah Chinu, Star Jacobs, Madison Scott, and Amore. Good start for her again.
Well, we heard Coach Yo in practice to say we are not face guarding. They may not try to help off certain players, and that's why Amore's been able to get to the rim twice already.
Chinu trying to keep up with Amore, who feeds Strack, who can't knock it down, and the rebound for Chinu. Chinu fouled out against Oklahoma, was held to 10 points. Ooh, nifty little move on the other side for the freshman, who gets her first points, averaging 12 a game.
And Eric, I talked to both coaches today, and I said, to me, it's the Kentucky offense versus the Ole Miss defense. And both coaches said, absolutely, Kenny Brooks has to like what he's seeing on the offensive end so far.
Deja Lawrence gets her first basket, known for her three-point shooting, leading the SEC in three-point shooting percentage, but takes it for the basket for her first field goal. Iwala tries to get away from Strack, cannot, and a rebound by Tiani Key. Here's Amore. Kentucky could be so good in transition. It starts with Amore, but a whistle. 19-2 on the season. Have you been surprised by how good things have been for Kentucky this year? He's in his first year. They had so many new faces join this Kentucky team this season.
Not surprised by any success that Kenny Brooks has. In 22 years of coaching, only one losing season. This man knows how to get the most of his team. But to be as dominant as they have been in SEC play, that has surprised me a bit.
8-1 in the SEC. They've won 3 in a row since the really most disappointing effort of the season. That was a loss at Texas A&M. A&M really played hard, played tough that whole game, and Kentucky never had an answer. Had a tough night shooting from outside. That's knocked away. Rebound picked up by Chinu. Chinu throws it up, can't get it. Ole Miss went to Rima Collins off the bench for her 12th appearance. We know Kentucky doesn't have a deep bench. They play those starters a lot, and she thinks they're going to be at their best. Ole Miss is if they play 10 players. Amore. Star Jacobs having an outstanding first season for Ole Miss. Amore lost the handle, got it back, 11 to shoot.
And you see Ole Miss switching on all those on-ball screens to contain Amore.
Lawrence on the pull-up, gets it again. Great start from the floor for Kentucky. 5 of 6 to take an early 4-point lead. Sadler into the game for Ole Miss. Tamia gave it up, and down goes Jacobs. And numbers the other way for Amore. Head up as always, looking to distribute first and foremost. And she finds Key. The lefty will launch. And another one drops down for Kentucky. Tiani Key averaging 11.5 points a game. And Kentucky on a 9-0 run, up by 7.
And so this is where for Ole Miss right now, set screens, come off those screens tight and take it up strong. I've already seen 4 shots altered by the length of Kentucky.
Chinu altered her shot enough to score. She's got 4. Sometimes when you alter the shots, it still works out okay.
Well, when you're as talented as the freshman there, yes.
2-time SEC Freshman of the Week gets a hand in there and forces a turnover. Pushing it back the other way is Collins. Collins, a strong take. And the foul. Collins to the free throw line. Always something to track for this Kentucky team.
Well, when I asked Kenny Brooks today, I said, what's that area as you go into February that you want to get better at? And he talked about the fouls.
Checker players such as myself, you were speaking above my head, which not the first time. Here's Kennedy Todd Williams. Corner three on the way, won't go down. Chinu, open path to get the putback. Already 6 points for the freshman.
And more importantly, if you're an Ole Miss fan, that's 3 offensive rebounds leading to 6 second chance points.
KK Dean's on the court right now for Ole Miss. 8 have played so far for the Rebels. Amor too strong. Strack muscles up for the rebound, and Amor out of the scramble banks it in for 3. Did she just cover her mouth in mock embarrassment there for a moment?
Well, I mean, I think the veteran point guard will take it anyway it goes down, but I don't believe that she was planning on the bank when she let it go.
Chinu trying to feed it back. Yolett. 10 of their 12 points have come in the paint so far. As I mentioned, Yolett getting her first start, the junior from San Antonio.
Coach Joe to move Star Jacobs to her more natural position of a 4. And so that just adds more size on the floor, but also allows Jacobs to create off the bounce.
Tiani Key getting some paint points for the Wildcats. Put Kentucky back up by 4. Yolett muscles it up, couldn't get it, and Key's got another rebound. That's her 4th already in the first quarter to go along with 5 points. Strack not afraid to launch from deep. Can't hit this time, but Madison Scott got the rebound. Scott will push. Somebody better pick up ball because we've seen Madison Scott do that a time or two during her career. Career game number 145 here tonight for Madison Scott. All at Ole Miss, breaking Peggie Gillom's record.
And when you're mentioned in the same breath as the great Peggie Gillom, it is special. And even more special is that Madison Scott has stayed here for all 5 years of her career.
Deja Lawrence, strong take for 2 more. Lawrence, 3 for 3. Yolett blocked by Strack. KK Deans tracks it down. And on her way down, kept it alive. Scramble for the basketball. Jump ball will give it to Kentucky. All defensive team for a second time, and here it is. It's official with this appearance here tonight. All-time games played leader, all alone for Ole Miss. Amor, hesitation with the drive and the finish.
Right now, if I am Coach O, I am very frustrated with the ability of Kentucky to get all the way to the rim.
A lot of times you'll say to players, please don't foul out. Good take by Noel again. Some paint points for Ole Miss. And that's the end of the first quarter. Well, Ole Miss is turning teams over an average of 22 times a game. So Kentucky did take care of the basketball in the first quarter, but the shooting, a big number in the first half. Kentucky coming out in a little zone here to start the second quarter.
Yeah, 2-3 matchup. I like this. They've struggled a little bit containing some dribble penetration, and so they go to this matchup.
Here's Ole Miss. Shot clock winding down. Kick to the corner. They find Madison Scott at the free throw line. Well done by Ole Miss. Tyler shut off by Scott. Key's got Strack inside on the mismatch. Finds her, and Strack cashes in.
And this is one of the areas why it's difficult to score on Kentucky. The length of positions 3 through 5, and they can switch. They're so interchangeable on the defensive end.
Amor picks the pocket of Sadler. Adjusts nicely to get the hoop. Ole Miss down by 6. They are 0 for their last 6 from the floor. Sadler gets by Tyler. Scott wants to take Strack on the turnarounds. Yes.
And so she's got to be pleased with her team's effort on the glass so far in this game.
Lawrence fouled by Jacobs. Lawrence go to the free throw line, played at Charlotte the last 4 seasons, 18 points a game last year. 14 points, 4 assists, 3 steals from beyond the three-point line this season, upping her numbers. 53 made threes on the season, 1 of 2 from the free throw line.
But Eric, 50% in SEC play, she's shooting from 3. That's remarkable.
Jacobs, bodies up against Strack. Strack got a block. Kennedy Todd Williams is fouled. She's the league leader in minutes played. 37.5 minutes a game in SEC play. Is this an actual photo of Luka in his Lakers jersey, or is this just a really good Photoshop? We expect him to be on the floor tonight. Check it out on ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and eventually over on ESPN after College Hoop is done.
Well, isn't that the only way to find out? Is to go and look?
That is how you sell it right there.
I'm a team player.
Strack sets the screen for Lawrence, and Madison Scott's been everywhere. Jump ball is called.
And we're going to talk to Madison Booker of Texas. That's coming up at the break.
All right, ladies, thanks so much. Tiani Key out of the media timeout gets it to go. Here's Scott. Scott on the push, got fouled, all in an Ole Miss uniform. We've said the name Madison Scott since her Freshman of the Year award in the SEC. So that's a lot of pressure on her, but just looking at...
Well, you want your 4th, 5th-year players to play with a sense of urgency, and that's what I see. Good decision by Tyler. Didn't have numbers.
Key launches for 3. Tiani Key.
Well, and right now, Key needs to get the touches for Kentucky. And I like this matchup for Ole Miss. Let Madison Scott try to create.
Make it 6. Coming up in Lexington, top 10 showdown Thursday.
Well, I do know that Kentucky is a sellout for Thursday night. And here's the other thing I'm eager to see. Rory Harmon versus Georgia Amore. 2 of the best point guards in our game on center stage Thursday night.
Tyler accelerates to the basket for 2. 1:45 to go in the first half. Here's Chinu. Iwala inside for 2. Here comes Kentucky back the other way with Strack. Looking for Lawrence. Lawrence trying to get around Chinu. The freshman stands her ground. Great defensive play by Sierra Chinu. Chinu wants to do it all herself, maybe trying to do a little bit too much, but her teammate is there to have her back. Final minute, 7 seconds or so between shot clock and game clock. Strack for 3. Clara Strack knocks down the three-pointer. Final 10 seconds of the quarter as Ole Miss brings it across half court. Sadler, defended by Tyler. To Scott. Scott on the pull-up. Can't get it to drop, and that will do it for the first half.
Impressive the way they stabilized without her on the floor, though. I thought Tiani Key was fabulous, scoring 5 of her 10 points during the last 5 minutes when Amore was on the bench.
Some of the numbers from the first half, including rebounding. Kentucky had 15 total rebounds in the first half. Ole Miss had 16 offensive rebounds of their 27 total in the first half. Defensive rebound here for Kentucky, and here comes Hassett across half court.
And Kentucky's getting to the rim. They're 8 of 17 on shots at the rim. I can't help but believe that the length of Kentucky is altering these Ole Miss finishes.
Amore gets tripped.
And you see Ole Miss in their traditional 1-3-1 baseline out of bounds defense.
Tiani Key can't get it to drop, and a rebound for Star Jacobs.
Different starting lineup for Ole Miss starting this half. Sadler coming in at the point guard.
Saved for Chinu. Sadler out there as Kennedy Todd Williams will come off the bench here in the second half. Chinu in traffic with 3 on the shot clock. Strack, the shot blocker, had 5 block shots in the first half, matching her career high. What has to flip here for Ole Miss in the second half if they're going to get their first come-from-behind win when trailing at halftime?
It sounds simple, but they've got to finish at the rim, and it's always a good option to get Madison Scott a touch. Well, and as a result of that, Eric, she's scoring half as many points as she did to start SEC season.
Key with the drive for two. Tiani Key leading Kentucky in scoring tonight with 12. Good dish and the finish, Scott. Amor tries to return it to Strack.
Great hustle.
Saves it to Key. No reset on the shot clock. Amor to Key with 3, with 2. Hassett looks for the extra pass, but the shot clock expires. We haven't seen a lot from Christie on the offensive end for Kentucky's three-point shooting. Amor's attempted just 1.
With the length, Ole Miss has been there on catches. They've defended her well. They've been really good because of the switches off the on-ball screens.
Another block for Kentucky, showing their length. They've got the shot blockers. On the drive, that will drop.
And they also have Tiani Key here tonight, who is making her presence felt on the offensive end.
Key with 14 points. She's 6 of 8 from the floor. She also has 8 rebounds and 2 assists for good measure. 3 blocks and 3 steals as well. Her line keeps getting better. Scott's got a great line tonight. 18 for Madison Scott. She was held to 12 points against Oklahoma. Had 2 fouls in the first quarter. Never really completely got into the rhythm. She's been in rhythm tonight for Ole Miss. On the back cut for 2. Lawrence. Sadler finds Scott. Another three-pointer miss. Ole Miss continues to try to work their bench. They said they wanted to make Georgia Amor work for everything here tonight. And Tiani Key
against South Carolina back in January. She's been on a tear since then.
Three-pointer with the shot clock set to expire. 0 for 9 now beyond the arc for Ole Miss. And here comes Amor.
So once again, Ole Miss switches on that on-ball screen, preventing Amor from being able to turn the corner. Key, the lefty, moves to the left, can't get it, and here's Todd Williams. KK Deans on the drive. Deans flips it up for 2. Key turns to face Scott. Lawrence, not much happening right now for Kentucky. 4 on the shot clock. Amor can't make it happen, and Iwala with the rebound. Great defensive stand there by Ole Miss.
Scott to the basket, gets around Strack. Kentucky does not go deep into their bench. So that, to me, would say a little bit of an advantage maybe as you look here. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, perhaps, for Ole Miss.
I think everybody has said that throughout the season when it comes to Kentucky, and I have not seen it come to fruition yet.
Todd Williams knocks in the pull-up. It's been a quiet night for Kennedy Todd Williams, who averages better than 11 points a game. That's her first field goal. She's got 3 points. It's now a 2-point game. 6-0 run for Ole Miss. Monday evening crowd trying to fire up the Ole Miss defense. Over the top to Strack, the feed by Lawrence. Todd Williams has it. Amor there defensively.
That horn set was for Kenny Todd Williams to try to turn that corner and get downhill.
Madison Scott on the post up. Outside, the 3 on the way. Noel, no. Todd Williams, yes, on the follow. Amor steps back for 3. Todd Williams with the shot clock off. Chaos right now at Ole Miss. Scott on the follow, no. Batted out top, 15 on the game clock. Open 3, Todd Williams. Finally, the lid is off from outside the arc for Ole Miss. Amor with time. The pull-up is no good, and that will do it. Ole Miss takes a lead into the fourth quarter.
she's had slower players on her, she's done the drive-by. And when they've given her space, she's elevated to knock down the jumper. Right now, Kentucky's got to make a decision on how they want to try to defend Madison Scott.
First lead since early in the first quarter for Ole Miss. They closed the quarter on an 11-2 run to go in front here on their home floor. First possession of the fourth quarter for the Wildcats. Key tiptoed down the lane and turned it over. Here's Scott. Gets it to drop. This is the second time this year that Madison Scott's gone for 20 points. The first time is when she went for a career-high 30. Here's Tyler. Tyler turns it over. Turnovers adding up now for Kentucky. Ole Miss up by 3.
When it's been much better team defense by Ole Miss here in the second half. We saw early in the game, Kentucky just getting to the rim and no help side rotations. So much better now.
Scott looked good off the hand. One drop. There is Jacobs fighting inside. The offensive glass has been dominated by Ole Miss tonight. (25-2) edge on the offensive glass. Amor, Jacobs there defensively, but Georgia Amor scores. First points of the second half for Amor. Remember, she left the game with 5:14 to go in the second quarter, so first points in a long time for Amor.
Well, and I credit Ole Miss's defense. They've been there on the switches. They haven't allowed her to turn the corner off the on-ball screens.
Deans, well, Ole Miss is now hot from outside the three-point line. They were 0 for 11 before the Todd Williams 3. Gets on the glass, tries to deny everything. No denying Amor right now. Madison Scott looking Iwala's way. Drops it down. Beautiful feed and the finish by Star Jacobs. I think Madison Scott has answered the challenge here tonight for this Ole Miss team. Strack to the basket for 2. Chinu. Iwala needs some help. When in trouble, turn to Madison Scott. Can't get it, and Strack's got the rebound. Into the hands of Georgia Amor. 15 points, 4 assists tonight for Amor. She's made just 1 three-pointer. Drop it back to Strack from 16, yes.
What's impressive is that of the 16 host sites, right now 6 are going to be in the SEC if the season ended today.
There's a foul on Hassett. Well, another one of those games could be seen Eastern SEC Network. Jacobs puts Ole Miss up by 4. 2:45 to go in the fourth. Right now, Amor off the ball and being shadowed by Madison Scott. Amor got caught in traffic. Three-pointer off the mark. Hassett trying to fight for the rebound, and it's taken away by KK Deans.
Coach O telling Kennedy Todd Williams, slow down. She wants to let the air out of this ball right now.
Can take it down to 2 minutes. Slipping inside for 2. Todd Williams finds Star Jacobs. For Strack.
Watch the fake handoff here.
They hand it off to Amor, who does lean in to take a 3. They were looking for the 3, couldn't get it. It hit the underside of the basket support, and they're going to say it is, for the moment, Ole Miss basketball.
So once again, you'll see at least 3 players going long, and this time it's KK Deans coming back.
Deans gets fouled. If you're just joining us, Ole Miss was 0 for 12 from outside the three-point line. Kennedy Todd Williams knocked down a 3 late in the third quarter. And you have to look 3 now.
Yeah, you need a quick score.
3-possession game. Final minute. Iwala knocked it away, and I think it last touch Strack. It did with 45 to go.
I'd sell out if I'm Kentucky. Try to get a steal here before you're looking to foul.
Instead, it's the KK Deans, who we just saw at the free throw line. Little soul searching, a gut check for Ole Miss after the Oklahoma game when they were outscored 9-0 in the final 2 minutes of the game.
So huge advantage for whoever gets the win here tonight.
Strack over the top to Key. Key was fouled by Jacobs.
That Coach O's going to advance the ball.
Double-double for Tiani Key. Makes them both. No timeout here for Ole Miss. So they've got it in the backcourt, and a foul is given. It's going to send Chinu, the freshman, to the free throw line. She's a 70% free throw shooter. Has not scored in the second half, but does have 9 rebounds for the game and 3 assists. 1 of 2 for the freshman.
And they're denying Amore the ball right now.
Key works it up to Lawrence. Amore got a lot of attention. Strack to Lawrence. Lawrence, very good three-point shooter. Off the rim, I think Kentucky would take that 10 times out of 10. A wide open look for Lawrence, but just wouldn't drop it. Kentucky's going to drop back. And Ole Miss is going to have plenty of time to celebrate a top 10 victory. Six on 5 on the floor for the moment with Coach Yo a couple of steps on the court. Shot clock's going to expire. Kentucky will inbound it. And then the celebration can really begin for Ole Miss.
Well, the word on the front of Coach Yo's chest says it all for this team this evening.
Defense leads to a victory. A top 10 win for Ole Miss. They take it 66-57 the final. Their second top